Zionism and Racism, Part 3. The ruthless campaign of vilification to which the United Nations has been subjected by Zionism and its racist and imperialist allies in response to its principled and courageous adoption of the aforementioned resolution reveals the desperation and isolation of the forces of racism and Zionism in today's world. Nothing is more dishonest than the slogan unleashed by the United States and Israel as the principal weapon in their campaign against the decision of the United Nations that anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. This dishonest slogan is predicated on the false equation of Judaism with Zionism and the equally false equation of Jews with Zionists. It should be remembered that the first opposition to political Zionism was forcefully voiced by Jewish spiritual leaders who stressed that Zionism's ethnic, nationalistic, and territorial priorities were incompatible with the beliefs and moral precepts of the Jewish faith. The essence of Zion, they insisted, was a spiritual yearning. Its fulfillment lay in obedience with the commandments of God and not in a political nationalism, which sought normalization along ethno-territorial lines. The spiritual opposition continues until today. Other prominent Jews have opposed the exclusivist nature of Zionism, its ethnocentrism, and the racial injustice it has perpetuated on moral, humanistic, and universalistic grounds. Moreover, most Jews throughout the world look upon themselves as citizens of their respective countries rather than exiles or as temporary sojourners of those countries destined sooner or later to migrate and settle in an exclusivist Judean state. The vast majority of Jews have thus resisted the insistent call of Zionism to perform the first duty of all Zionists to migrate to Israel. Only a small fraction of world Jewry has responded to that call in the 8 decades which have elapsed since the inauguration of the Zionist movement, including 28 years which have passed since the creation of Judenstaat. Of Jews who do not emigrate from their countries, many seek destinations other than Israel. And of the Jews who have emigrated to Israel, hundreds of thousands have subsequently expressed their disillusionment with Zionism by emigrating from Israel. In short, the base charge that anti-Zionism is an anti-Semitism is belied by the fact that the most forceful opposition to Zionism has come from Jews, by the fact that Judaism is clearly distinguishable from and, in the considered judgment of many Jews, incompatible with Zionism, and by the fact that the majority of Jews have refused to join the Zionist organizations to identify themselves with Zionism or to perform the first obligation of Zionism, namely migration to Israel. It is redundant to state that we deplore anti-Semitism as forcefully as we deplore any and every other form of racism. Part 4 is coming up next.